This is VSiN At the Track, the road to Kentucky Derby. Now here's your hosts, Mike Somich and Aaron Halterman.
Welcome back in here, VSiN At the Track on Kentucky Derby Day. Literally, well, hopefully, 2 minutes away from this race, breaking from the post and 19 horses having their shot at eternal glory and winning the Bed of Roses here at Churchill Downs. Aaron, right now, Journalism holding strong as your 7-2 favorite. We're seeing the number 17 Sandman sitting on the board at 5-1. For everyone who wants to get their bets in with 3 minutes left, what is your favorite bet in the Kentucky Derby?
Oh, listen, I think the superfecta that we laid out a little bit earlier is great. I think that's a fun wager to make, and the trifecta as well is fun. You want to try to get those huge payouts because this is the opportunity that you'd only get once a year to try to do it. But look, what's my favorite? Those two as far as trying to chase it, but what's been the most successful? Just betting win wagers on horses that I loved, and I think that is just as simple as I can make it. And look, we've got Journalism sitting here at 7-2. Let's make a win wager, and if we get that in, we're good to go. We're going to be profitable, and then we'll let it fall how it falls with the exactas and the tries and the supers.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like betting on the nose. You're getting 9-1 right now on Sovereignty. I like him. I also think throwing a little bit of a win wager on Tistastic sitting there on the board. If you did not play Aaron's Pick 4, which is a live to $1,295, I would throw a little bit on the nose here of Tistastic as well, sitting at 23-1. I'm not going to lie, Aaron. I have a decent size exacta with the 8 and the 18. You're getting 20-1 right now. If it runs 8-18, you are getting 24-1 if it runs 18-8. So both of those paying over 20-1 if we can get Journalism and Sovereignty to run in first and second here in the Kentucky Derby. And I've got to call this out, Aaron. This is absolutely wild to me. We talked about leading up to the Kentucky Derby, the expectation was we would have between $40 and $45 million betting into the win pool. We have hit the $78.5 million mark in the win pool of this year's Kentucky Derby. Last year, there was $211 million bet on the Kentucky Derby. I have a feeling we're going to go ahead and shatter that record this year, Aaron.
Man, that's great to see. That's great to see for us in horse racing who are here every single day playing the game, right? And, man, we're getting the general public involved. That's the dream for horse racing people that do this every single day. And you could feel the intensity. You said about 5 minutes ago, boy, you're like what's going on around you intensified greatly. So people are excited. People love this. This is a race that captures the general public like no other. It's one of the most legendary things in all of sports every year in the United States. And they're getting close to the gate here, Somich.
They are. They are now walking up toward the gate. We'll start loading very shortly. 0 minutes is officially hit on the post. The one odds movement I do want to call out, we have seen Baeza, the 21 horse, drop from 17-1 to 14-1. That is a huge move, considering there is almost $80 million bet in the win pool. That takes a lot of money to adjust 3 clicks of the tote in that point. But we are starting to walk into the gate here. If you were listening on Mad Dog Sports Radio, you're going to get the live NBC call. If you were on VSiN Sirius XM with us, stick right here. We are going to give you our comments as the race goes along and then recap this puppy as soon as it is over. Aaron, what is the number one thing you're going to be looking for at the break here?
Oh, I'm just going to be looking for Journalism and where he's at. That's my biggest thing as well. I want him to get out of the gate well, get over towards the rail. He doesn't have to get to the rail. Get over towards the rail, save ground, get in the middle of the pack or maybe a little bit more forward, but don't get too far back. Don't go too far ahead. Towards the middle, save ground. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Both my eyes will be on the 8 horse and how he breaks from the gate.
Aaron's going to put on some glasses here as they load into the gate, so he's got 4 eyes on Journalism instead of just 2. I'm going to be watching the inside and the outside. I want to see how fast they're going to get out of this gate. What is Citizen Bull going to do? What is Neo Equos going to do from the 2? What is American Promise going to do from the 5? And Owen Almighty on the outside. Does he want to be in front? The connection said he's better when he's on the lead, but have also said they're going to try and rate him. So we'll see what the truth is there. The faster the pace, the better for the horses that I'm rooting for. So the pace to me going to be something that we want to keep an eye on. We have loaded 18 of the 20 horse, or 17 of the 19 horses. The 11 horse there walks in, and the 21 Baeza will complete the field. We are all in the gate for the Kentucky Derby. We will break from the gate momentarily. Aaron, good luck. You're rooting for the 8, the 14, 17, or 18. I've got the 18 Sovereignty here, and we are off. Looks like Journalism did get away pretty clean, got at least squeezed a little bit at the break there. And Citizen Bull goes right out. Neo Equos floats out with him. You do have a little bit of a pace here, but Citizen Bull does seem like he is going to be able to clear the field into the first turn. I would say this is best case scenario here if you're a Citizen Bull backer, as Neo Equos does put a little pressure on him.
Yeah, I agree. I think Citizen Bull's in a good spot. Journalism is on the rail, so he's saving all the ground, but he's in a tight situation, and he's getting a lot of dirt kicked back, so we'll see what happens there. He got squeezed a little bit, but he is in the middle of the pack, and he's in a good spot right now. But, yeah, Citizen Bull, 22.81 opening quarter there, Somich.
Yeah, so quick opening quarter. It does hit the under there. We saw the low 23s be put up on the boards. If you bet under first quarter, congratulations, you cashed. 46.2 or 46.23 to the half. I called that 46.1. So there we go. We got the half mile that we expected. We will see how this plays out. You've still got Citizen Bull in first. You've got Owen Almighty, American Promise, Neo Equos all right there. And they are continuing to put pressure on each other as we head into the far turn here. So no breathers for any of the horses up front, Aaron.
No, it should set up well for closers. They're not ready to make their moves yet, but yeah, they're really going pretty fast. They're trying to pressure each other, and they are pressuring each other, I should say. So it's setting up, and it's time for the closers to start moving, and we'll see what happens here as they're about to hit the top of the stretch.
And here they start to come. Journalism making a big move on the outside. We've got the 18 Sovereignty following that big move on the outside. Looks like Neo Equos and Owen Almighty currently up front, but this is going to come down to the two horses that we were hoping, Aaron. It is 8 and 18 who have this race to themselves here in the final furlong or so. If we could find that 14, I would be very, very excited. Baeza now closing late, it looks like. So Baeza's trying to get involved, but it is going to be Sovereignty over Journalism, followed by Baeza and final Gambit. Give me that superfecta, baby. Let's go. We cashed it with Sovereignty on top, Journalism second, Baeza third, final Gambit fourth. Woo! I love me some Kentucky Derby action. That is how you hit the superfecta. Now it's just wait to see the payouts. I got to say, Sovereignty and Journalism ran huge. They both ran huge. They got the setup we were hoping for. And Bill Mott gets his first Kentucky Derby crossing the finish line first. He has not won one crossing first. With Country House, he got put up there with the DQ of Maximum. I can't think of the name right now. Anyway, the DQ there.
Security.
Maximum Security. I thought it was Promise. I knew it wasn't. Maximum Security got DQ'd. Country House got put up. Now he has won it the real way here with Sovereignty getting to the line first over Journalism. We've got Baeza running huge, coming in third here, and in fourth clearly going to be final Gambit. 18-8, 21-3. Let's go.
Great job. What a show. You hit the superfecta. The pick 4 has also cashed as well for me earlier in the show, but I have a feeling you're going to be very happy with the superfecta, Somich. I think it's going to pay pretty well. Like you said, it's just a waiting game now as they posted here. Sovereignty, man, oh man, what a run from Sovereignty here. That was fantastic.
He was absolutely awesome. He was. I'm interested to watch the replay back here. He was, I believe it was 17th, 16th on the backstretch. He just circled horses. We know we like the Churchill Downs track. We've seen him come from the back of the pack before, and he was able to absolutely fire and get home. Could not be more happier, like I said, for Bill Mott, one of the great trainers in the game. He ends up going off at 7-1. So we had a boatload of Sovereignty money come in late here. He is going to be 7-1, your winner. The mutual payout be right around $16 on this horse. The exacta going to be, I believe it was 24 last I looked. $24 exacta. That's not a bad exacta if you've been listening to this show. The two horses we've consistently been talking about, Sovereignty and Journalism, coming 1-2. What a phenomenal 151st run for the Roses, Aaron. I'm ecstatic. I couldn't be happier. I know that you love this as well. Immediate thoughts on Sovereignty. How good was that race?
It was a great race. I loved it. I loved it. Look, I had a lot of money tied up into Journalism for sure, but Sovereignty was a great second. I mean, that was the horse I preferred to run second. I love that you hit the superfecta, and you hit it on the head. Forget about the bets. Great race. What a race. The two horses that we thought were the two best horses duke it out. I'm on cloud 9. I loved that race. I'm so excited for everybody, and hopefully everybody played that super ticket and played that pick 4 ticket. Great result, and congratulations to you for getting Sovereignty home there. Boy, when they got head-to-head, that was exciting. But boy, he just kicked it another gear. And I'm rambling here, but I want to say it as well. Congratulations to one of the nicest people in the history of racing, Bill Mott. He gets that Kentucky Derby, crossing the wire first. Got to be a totally different feeling for him than getting DQ'd up to it. Congratulations, Bill Mott. Congratulations, Mike Somich.
I'm on cloud 9 right now. No, I'm not going to lie. We're on cloud 9. I'm so happy. Like, Aaron cashes the pick 4. We cashed the super for $24. If you listen to this show for 3 hours, you made money today. And that makes all of us happy because this is what we love. We love horse racing. We love being able to follow this sport and follow the storylines and the people and the horses and the superstars that go through this. And one day a year, we get the love from the American public. I'm glad that this day went so well. And I'm excited to see what happens in the Preakness and beyond. I think this is a very good 3-year-old crop that we have, and I'm excited to see what Sovereignty can do. He got the setup today. What happens in the Preakness? He will be there in the Preakness. What are we going to see from his setup? Are we going to get the same pace? We know there's Baffert's waiting. We know there's Brad Cox horses waiting. We know there are Todd Pletcher horses waiting. We know there's a Chad Brown horse waiting. We could have a phenomenal Preakness setup here as well in just 2 weeks from Pimlico, Aaron.
Oh, yeah, no, this is great. I mean, we talked about it. We want a really good winner. We want to build anticipation of that next race. And you're right. Sovereignty showed he's the real deal here with a great effort. And now we've got to build to the Preakness in 2 weeks. So couldn't be more excited. We got a really good Derby winner this year.
This is an ecstatic desk for VSiN at the Track. We are just we're not just getting started, but we will be back right after the break. We got to talk Game 7s now, Aaron. We got to talk about what these bets paid. What's the cash out? We'll give you all the pari-mutuel payouts. We'll talk Game 7s. Patrick Mile will come back on to clout or glout, whatever, to be very happy because he picked Sovereignty too. We'll be right back. VSiN at the Track.
This is your before and after story. Instead of imagining a rewarding career in medical imaging, Southeastern College can actually take you there. Prepare for a career in ultrasound, radiology, and X-ray technology with hands-on specialized training, simulations, and real-life experience with the latest imaging technology. You'll be ready to play a vital role on any healthcare team. Transform your life by helping others. Southeastern College. Your future is bright. Visit scc.edu to get started.
If you work in quality control at a candy factory, you know strict safety regulations come with the job. It's why you partner with Grainger. Grainger helps you find the high quality and compliant products your business needs to inspect, detect, and help correct issues. And the sweetest part is, everyone gets a product that's as safe to eat as it is delicious. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tuned in to VSiN at the Track, the road to the Kentucky Derby, right here on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Welcome into VSiN at the Track after a joyous break. We're back here. I'm Mike Somich. He is Aaron Halterman. Thank you for joining us here on Mad Dog Sports Radio over on VSiN Sirius XM channel 158 on the VSiN YouTube or watch app over on YouTube TV or Roku TV as well. We've got to bring in our buddy. I can't even like give you a chance to talk here. We got on the progressive guest line here, Patrick Maher, someone who also picked Sovereignty to win the race. Patrick, how are you feeling right now?
Well, I'm bummed out because the amount of money Mike Somich just made on that race, Aaron, I think I'm going to be hosting the last 45 minutes with you because apparently he's retiring. For those that don't know, Somich just gave out the superfecta. He won a ton of cash. I'll start here. Congrats to Aaron. Congrats to you, Mike. You did a 4-hour broadcast, and you had the 2 best horses of 18 horses in the race. Let's just call it what it was. That was kind of a classic. You had a duel down the stretch. And, Aaron, I don't know how journalism lost that race. I'll just say this. Sovereignty might just be the better horse. Journalism had every reason to win that freaking race.
No, hey, absolutely. I'm not going to sit here and sulk. You know, I had a lot going to Sovereignty as well. But you're right. They turned for home, and I thought, you got it. You just got to finish the race. And guys, I think he did finish the race. I think journalism ran extremely well. Sovereignty on another level today. We have been saying it for weeks. Bill freaking Mott, Somich. Bill Mott got this horse ready to run. Absolutely huge when it mattered most. He was unbelievable today.
We talked about the pattern in the 2-year-old season. 2 races at New York, goes to Churchill Downs, win the graded stakes. The pattern in 3-year-old, 2 races in Florida, goes to Churchill Downs and runs the race of his career so far. Bill Mott did a great job getting this horse ready and making sure that he was going to fire on Kentucky Derby Day. And anyone who picked journalism shouldn't feel bad. Journalism ran a monster race to run second. Sovereignty just ran better. And these were 2 horses who came from off the pace. The pace was as hot as we expected, and they were able to roll down the outside. Baeza also ran extremely well from the 21 post to be able to run up into third. And this is just one of those races where we've got to see, and this is what I love about the Kentucky Derbies, when you get to see the best horses bang heads. The fact that we got that final furlong, Patrick, with the best 2 horses in the 3-year-old class is what you are looking for on these days.
In a sea of people that are shady, the 2 of you know Bill Mott is literally one of the best human beings on the planet. And he won with Country House, which will never feel the same as this one. This was a legit Kentucky Derby win for a Hall of Famer. Just incredible. I'm still kind of shaking. The way journalism, Aaron and Mike, were picking off horses when the button was pushed was almost like, are we watching greatness? And then down the stretch, they were head-to-head. And I swear we might be looking at greatness. It might be Sovereignty.
Yeah.
That horse was, I don't know the numbers. You guys can tell me the speed. You guys can tell me the numbers. I don't know anything. I just know those were 2 amazing horses.
Yeah, final time, Aaron, 2 minutes, 2 seconds, 0.31. Pretty good final time. Not phenomenal, but pretty good final time there.
Yeah, we don't know because of the slop. Things could be a little off timing wise. As far as it might be a little slower than a lot of derbies of our fast track, but that doesn't really take into account these sloppy tracks. And Patrick, I couldn't agree more. And I think we picked up journalism first because he was ahead of Sovereignty, right? And I saw the same thing. I saw him just picking off horses, and I thought, oh, okay, we're running today, boys. And then I scaled back to say, okay, we're beating all these horses in front of us. Look who's coming behind. There was only one horse making up big ground, and that was the big 18-horse Sovereignty. And you're right, Patrick, I agree. I think we saw something special.
I have breaking news, boys. I have breaking news. Our fearless leader, Steve Cohen, has checked in. He crushed it. Exacta, triple, and super. Listen, Cohen, you got the super from Somich. Call it like it is, Stevie. We're all a family here at VSiN and Mad Dog Sports Radio. Call it like it is. Somich, take a bow. Aaron and I are about to be annoyed, but would you like to flex?
I would like to flex because the Superfecta paid $1,600 for a $1 ticket. So that $24 ticket, if you followed it that we talked about, $1,600 return, $17.96 up top for Sovereignty. The Exacta for $2 pays $48.23. The 50-cent trifecta, $18,821, which hopefully some people out there had. 50 cents pays $118 as well. We were all over this race, and if you go back and you listen, you could see Sovereignty coming. You knew at the top of the stretch this was a 2-horse race, and it was going to be between the 2 of them to decide who was going to get to the wire first. And I'm so happy after we've had some very, I'm not going to say fluky, but some very odd results over the last few years in the Triple Crown. To get the 2 best horses to run like this on a phenomenal day is just, it's awesome to watch. And Patrick, what do you make of Baeza out of this? I mean, this is one of the lightliest raced horses in the class, broke from all the way to the outside gate. I didn't even see him until he started motoring late. You got to respect him as well.
Never saw him, but you 2 were right, and everybody else, as soon as he was entered, a lot of people said, I've got Baeza to win the race. So Baeza ran huge, but I think overshadowed by the 2. I really do. I think there's a story coming out of this. I think these are 2 great horses. And like you said, the time's not great. It was a sloppy track. And Aaron, I saw you pointing when Mike was announcing the winnings. I mean, $1,600 in a race like this, that does feel like a good payout, no?
I was hoping for 1,000.
Excellent payout. Yeah, he said 1,000 in the break. It was excellent. And it's so funny. Even when I have success, this guy upstages me. So I hit the pick 4. It's like
I can't deal.
Bucks, and and then Somich just like, well, yeah, you may have made the people $250, but I had like $1,600, so whatever. It's crazy.
No,
Oh,
like
well.
this is what family's about, though, boys. Family is about loving each other and then hating each other when they kill it. It's a weird vibe, but we do. All kidding aside, congratulations, because what this broadcast was about for VSiN and Mad Dog Sports Radio was you taught them how to horse bet, and then you made them money. So you guys couldn't have done better. I've been enjoying it.
Appreciate that, Patrick. Yeah, it's been a blast. It's been an honor to be able to talk about the Kentucky Derby leading up to this. We're going to stay on the air for another half hour, continue to recap it, continue to go over the prices, talk about some Game 7s we've got coming up in the NBA and the NHL. But the eyes have to focus now to 2 weeks at the Preakness. And Aaron, Patrick, what do you make of Sovereignty coming back that fast? I'll start with you, Aaron. Do you think he's got a shot at winning the Preakness if he returns and runs in this same fashion?
I worry about his running style still. I do. I just think it might get him beat somewhere. He still is a pace-dependent horse. We saw that in the Florida Derby a little bit. And guys, don't take this as, oh, you're knocking him. I'm not. I've just watched horse racing day in and day out. Winning from way behind is tough. It's tough to do. From a talent perspective, we've got a shot here, guys. Whether it be he wins the Preakness and goes to Belmont with a chance, and maybe he doesn't or he does, I think we got a shot at a Triple Crown. I think it may happen where we're going to at least have it on the line. I do worry about the running style. That's the one thing I'm scared of, but he's got the trainer on his side, so I don't think it's out of the question at all.
May I ask you both, are we sure journalism's going to run?
I don't think we'll see journalism in the Preakness. I think we'll see him in the Belmont. I mean, that's one of the big question marks here is when you have this quick 2-week turnaround, how many of these Kentucky Derby horses are going to come back and turn around in 2 weeks and run in the Preakness? The interesting part about this year, you do have a lot of horses who are waiting. There are quite a few very good horses that are sitting there and that could very much make it very difficult on Sovereignty to try and go back-to-back and win the Preakness. And I actually agree with Aaron. I think the running style is an issue here for him to be able to win the Preakness and then win at Saratoga in the Belmont as well. I think journalism would have a better shot at winning the Triple Crown than Sovereignty does because of the running style that he has and that stalking pace that the way he stalks the pace and is able to really pounce around the far turn.
And are you saying, Aaron, literally just because they're shortening up a little bit in the Preakness, that's where you start to worry about Sovereignty?
It's not so much the distance. It's just the fact that closers on the dirt, it's hard for them to consistently stack races together and stack wins together. That doesn't mean it can't happen. It just means that it's harder for them to do it. Let's say you go to the Preakness and you get a 48-second half mile. That's going to make Sovereignty's job much tougher than today when you got a 46-second half mile. Believe it or not, those 2 seconds for a closer make a huge difference. He got the setup today. That's not to say he won't get the setup in the next 2 races, or let's just focus on the Preakness now and say the Preakness. It's just to say if there is a slower pace, I'm a little worried about it. But look, he showed he is a great horse and an elite horse, but the running style is scary for me.
Patrick, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate you coming on for another segment after the race. Congratulations on the Sovereignty pick. Excellent decision there, taking Sovereignty, man. I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for both Aaron and I and for joining the show. I hope you had a good Derby day, man.
Mike, let me say this. How do people not love this sport? I'm still buzzing.
I don't know.
I'm literally still shaking.
Yeah.
This is what it's all about, people. That was the freaking best.
He is Patrick Maher. He's the freaking best. You can find him on Mad Dog Sports Radio every weeknight from 7 to 10 Pacific with our boy Dustin Sweetelson as well. On the other side, we've got to somehow figure out how to calm down and talk about some Game 7s here. We've got the NBA about to tip off, and we also have a game in the NHL, both deciding their series. This is VSiN At the Track.
You're tuned in to VSiN At the Track, the road to the Kentucky Derby, right here on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Welcome back in here, VSiN At the Track. Kentucky Derby Day. We've run the race. We know the winner. It is number 18, Sovereignty. Number 8, Journalism runs second. Number 21, Baeza runs third. Number 3, Final Gambit runs fourth. And shockingly, number 20, Owen Almighty runs fifth. I thought he was most likely to finish last. So flowers to Owen Almighty, who was on the pace for running fifth here, Aaron.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't realize that until you just said it. What?
What?
That's crazy. The horse we all said no chance gets fifth. Wow.
Crazy payouts as well. Sovereignty pays $17.96 to win, $7.50 to place, $5.58 to show. Journalism pays $4.94 to place, $3.70 to show. And Baeza pays $8.38 to show. That's a heck of a show price on Baeza. $2 exacta pays $48.32. The 50-cent trifecta pays $115.56. And the $1 superpecta pays $1,682.27. The pick 4, Aaron, pays $236.39 as well. Congratulations to everyone who played along with my superfecta and Aaron's pick 4. You made some money today on Kentucky Derby Day. Hopefully you had the exacta, possibly the trifecta too. These are the 3 horses that we talked the most about. But Aaron, we've got to shift gears here and talk a little bit about sports. We've got a monster Game 7 on deck here. The Los Angeles Clippers headed into Denver to take on the Denver Nuggets. Right now, the Denver Nuggets are a 1.5-point favorites. The total sitting at 206. This game is about to tip. We've got about 4 minutes before tip here. Total up to 207. So over getting bet here pretty heavily. This was 204 this morning. I'm pretty heavily invested in the Clippers winning this series, so I'm probably going to pass on tonight's game because I would bet the Clippers if I did not have anything on this. I still believe they're a better team, but you're on the Nuggets. I actually agree with your reasoning as to why.
Yeah, it's just the home court advantage. I think in a Game 7, it always means a little bit, especially in basketball. I feel like it does. And look, it's been a situation where the role players, whoever's role players play the best, they've been winning the games. That team has been winning the games. The stars have kind of canceled each other out, and I just feel like tonight you're going to see the role players for the Nuggets play their game and play a little bit better than what you're going to see from the Clippers. But look, this has been a tough series to predict. It's been a toss-up. Obviously, that's why we're at the 7th game. I don't expect a blowout one way or another, but I just kind of feel like that home advantage of the Nuggets is going to push them over the top. And maybe, Somich, the experience of the Nuggets in this situation might come into play a little bit as well. Kind of that been there, done that mentality. In a game like this, that could make a little bit of difference as well. So I'm on the Nuggets, but look, actually, no, I'm not going to root for the Clippers for you. You've made enough money today. You can take the L for that one.
I can afford the L now. Look, this is what a must-watch TV game for me. You know why? Because this is a been there, done that before. James Harden has been here, and he's been awful. Can he play well in a Game 7? Russell Westbrook is you just get out your popcorn because you have no clue if he's going to make a good play or a bad play, if he's going to go for 20-plus in the first half like he did in Game 5, or if he is going to blow layups with 14 seconds when he shouldn't be shooting the ball at the end of the game. So phenomenal, entertaining game here. I kind of agree with the over move when it was at 204. Now at 207, I'm not interested in the side. But if I was going to bet this, I would be betting the Clippers plus the 1.5. But I don't need to. We've got enough on the Clippers already. Aaron taking the other side here with Denver minus the 1.5. Over in the NHL, we are just 30 minutes from puck drop in Dallas, where we've got Game 7, the Colorado Avalanche taking on the Dallas Stars, and it has been one-way money today, Aaron. We saw Colorado open as low as 137 in the market. It is as high as minus 175 for this Colorado Avalanche team to advance in Game 7. Right now, you can get the Dallas Stars at plus 145. The under is getting decimated here. We were at 6.5 over minus 130. We were at 5.5 under minus 120 for this Game 7. So we've seen a half goal adjustment on top of the 45-cent adjustment toward the under. What do you like tonight, Av Stars?
Yeah, it's just crazy to me. The odds are crazy. Look, I think Colorado's going to win the game, but I just could not lay a price like that. And now it's to the point where even if you lay a goal and a half with the Avalanche, you're still in big trouble, right? So there's just look. I think Colorado has been the best team in the series. I get why they're the favorites, but they're just too heavy of a favorite. And the flip side, I don't really want to bet Dallas because I just don't believe in them. So I took the over 5.5, and I'm with you. Yes, Game 7s usually tend to go under, but when you look at this series, nothing says under about this series. It says over all day long. Mackenzie Blackwood's had good games, and then he's had his struggles. I don't think Ottinger's been all that great for Dallas either. Look, they're lethal offense of both these teams. So I think we see a classic game, but I do think it goes over. I just can't see an under 5.5 between these two teams the way it's been going.
Yeah, you look at the pace of these first 6 games in this series. They are up and down the ice. There are break rush opportunities consistently happening period in and period out, forcing these goalies to try and make big saves, and they just haven't been able to. I mean, we saw 11 goals in Game 6 when that, like I said, the total was 6, minus 125 to the over. Here we are 2 days later. under getting hammered. I understand why. Unders have traditionally been very good in Game 7s in both the NBA and the NHL. That's why we saw these numbers come out at such a small or total considering what they were the previous game. But I'm going to be contrarian here. Give me the over 5.5 at the plus 100 number. And Aaron, I bet Colorado to win the Stanley Cup before Game 6. They were 14-1. They're 8-1 right now to win the Stanley Cup. Wouldn't you rather bet Colorado at 8-1 to win the Stanley Cup than minus 175 tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the way you could make value of it for sure because, look, we are St. Louis Blues fans, but if the Blues win, I don't think we're beating the Colorado Avalanche if they are able to finish the job tonight. And I don't think the Winnipeg Jets are beating them either. And then you just get into a situation. Can they beat in Edmonton or can they beat in Vegas? Now, first step, you got to win tonight. But your logic makes sense. It's an 8-1 ticket versus minus 175. And like you said, if they win tonight, what are they? Are they the second choice probably to win a Stanley Cup if they get the job done tonight? Somich, what do you think?
I mean, Florida's plus 425. I think they're the favorite.
Yeah.
I think they're 4-1. I think Colorado is your favorite if they win tonight to win the Stanley Cup. And you look at their next round matchup. Look, we're both Blues fans. What do you think Colorado is against St. Louis or Edmonton? Minus 200?
Yeah, that's just – yeah, I mean, and look, I think the Blues are a scrappy team, but that Colorado matchup feels like that can't go well. And honestly, even if they play Winnipeg, what is Connor Hellebuck going to look like if it's Winnipeg and Colorado? I mean, that's going to be bad, son. That's going to be really bad.
Yeah, it's not going to be great. And this is, I would, as a Blues fan, I'd much rather Dallas wins this game. I think we have a puncher's chance against Dallas. I think Colorado rolls St. Louis or Winnipeg, and then you're facing the Golden Knights or you're facing the Edmonton Oilers in the Western Conference Finals. I would have Colorado as a favorite against either of those teams, although I do like the Golden Knights quite a bit as well, Aaron. But the big story today, we did just run the Kentucky Derby. That's why you're watching or listening to VSiN At the Track here on SiriusXM Channel 158 over on Mad Dog Sports Radio or on the VSiN Watch app. Thank you very much for tuning in and joining us throughout this entire 4-hour program. Aaron, Sovereignty gets it done. Journalism runs second. Baeza third. Final Gambit comes in fourth. We're 2 weeks away from the Preakness here. You mentioned in the last segment with Patrick, and I agree with you here, I'm not sure what we're going to get from Sovereignty. How many horses do you think we end up getting in that Preakness field to take him on?
Boy, it's a tough question all the time, right? Because the Preakness is getting less and less horses every single year. I think we'll get, 9, 10 horses. I think that's kind of what you're expecting here. A lot of times what happens now, if you run in the Kentucky Derby, you wait for the Belmont. It's kind of the natural progression now instead of trying to press on to the Preakness. We do have some new shooters that I think will be interesting. We'll cover them, as we learn who's actually going to run and who's not. But I don't think it'll be a huge field. I think it'll be 9 or 10 horses. I don't know if that helps Sovereignty, though, because, again, he needs pace to run into with that closing style. He got it today. He's gonna need it again, or things might get a little bit tough for him. But, yeah, tackle, 8 or 9 runners, I would think.
I'm hoping it's 8 or 9 runners. We just had someone come up and show the Superfecta ticket here. So happy VSiN listener here, cashing the $1,600. The response on Twitter has been phenomenal. Thank you, everybody, for reaching out there off that hit. I agree with you. I think we get a decent-sized field. Last year, we heard all the rumors of, hey, move the Preakness back. We're not getting big enough fields here. We're not getting enough people involved. I think we're going to have a decent-sized field here because of who didn't make the Kentucky Derby. We had a lot of horses from some of these barns that weren't able to get into this gate. I'm very interested to see how many people decide to run there at Pimlico and see what they can do on Preakness Day, just 2 weeks away. And that's going to be another phenomenal card. And by the way, if you enjoyed this show, guess what? We'll be back in 2 weeks as well. We're going to be back right here on Mad Dog Sports Radio. We'll be back on SiriusXM as well 2 weeks from today, covering the Preakness. That will be a 2-hour show. And make sure you check out VSiN At the Track. If you made some money, check that out every Friday over on YouTube at VSiN Live. Appreciate everybody who joins us in there and throws comments in the chat as well. Aaron, we got about a minute before break here. You haven't seen the replay yet. What are you expecting when you see it on some of these closers? Do you think it was simply they got the best trips? They were both wide. Do you think we're going to see some horses that got blocked on the inside?
Well, I was watching Sovereignty the whole time. I was watching journalism the whole time, and I picked up Sovereignty late, but it looked like he just kind of went wide and kept wide and just got that good little outside trip. I don't know. I would imagine there's some horses with some bad trips. He looked like the only one from the back that really did any running at all, made up any kind of ground until Baeza did very late. So I'm expecting, there's going to be some bad trips out of here. Like I said, we need to digest the replays before we really know for sure. But it seemed like Sovereignty was the only one that was really flying early.
I am going to watch the race during the break and smile the entire time. Thank you. Here, one more segment left. VSiN at the Track, Kentucky Derby Day.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You're tuned in to VSiN at the Track, the road to the Kentucky Derby, right here on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Welcome back to VSiN at the Track, Kentucky Derby Day. We are turning for home now. Final segment before we pass you along on both SiriusXM Mad Dog Sports Radio as well as VSiN over on SiriusXM, the VSiN Watch app, on Roku TV, YouTube TV, and all the terrestrial radio stations around the country. Thank you very much for joining us over the last 4 hours and really getting to be part of a sport that we love and an event that we both deeply care about. Really appreciate everyone tuning in and sticking with us here, Aaron. And we got to watch the replay over the break. And it's a replay that you and I will probably watch 20, 25 times over the next day and a half to try and actually figure out the trips that all of these specific horses got. What's the first thing that jumps out to you when you watch that replay for the first time?
The ride by Junior Alvarado on Sovereignty was absolutely picture perfect. I thought it was just amazing. He rode that horse so well. Sovereignty's a horse that comes from way out of it, but he got him into the race earlier. He made his move earlier. Now, the horse still had to have gas left to close and pass Journalism, but to get him close to him, that was the key, right? He was right there with him at the top of the stretch. He didn't have a whole lot to do, where in the past he's had a lot of links to make up. Junior Alvarado, an absolutely perfect ride on Sovereignty. And look, I think Journalism ran extremely well again, but Sovereignty just better today. Fantastic ride. And I'll tell you this, an all-time good guy with Bill Mott and an all-time good guy with Junior Alvarado. A heck of a nice guy and a good rider.
Have to love that the Connection's able to get this home. And we mentioned it, Country House has won a Derby for Bill Mott before, but he did not cross the finish line first. And there is something different about getting the opportunity to cheer your horse on across the finish line at Churchill Downs in the Kentucky Derby. Could not be happier for Bill Mott and the Connections getting this win. And you mentioned Junior Alvarado. The ride on the first turn was phenomenal. He got over to the rail. He was in basically 15th place going under the wire the first time, but was on the rail, saving the ground, then worked his way toward the outside in the backstretch. That saved ground on the first turn made a difference when they were coming down the lane as well. The other thing that jumps out is how big, first off, Owen Almighty, who I was not giving any chance or prayer, ran monstrous. Hat off to you, Owen Almighty. You deserve all the oats in the world after that effort. Was 4 wide on the first turn on the pace, and he was the only horse anywhere near the pace that stuck around. He ends up running 5th here, a very, very good 5th. Baeza, I think that's the other horse we have to talk about, Aaron. What did you see from Baeza when you watched that replay for the first time?
Well, I didn't see much of him at all until about, 100 yards to the wire. Then you go, who is that back there just freaking flying? He gallops out ahead of everybody. So what that means is after they hit the wire and cross the finish line, the next 100 yards, he passed the winners, or the winner and the second place finisher as well. He darn near got second, Somich. He was right there. He was bearing down on Journalism. So I don't really know. Again, we only saw it once. I don't know what happened to him early. I don't know why he was so late onto the scene. But boy, was he really motoring home late. So need to go back and watch him again. But I'm going to tell you, that was a really darn good effort from the far outside post, a horse that's very lightly raced. I was super impressed watching it back. And like I said, after the wire, he was first. He galloped out ahead of all of them, and he was full of run. He was not tired. I'll tell you that for sure.
No, he was not, and we almost went from cheers to tears with him passing the 8-horse there under the wire. That would have been very sad from a superfecta perspective had they run 18:21. But I think that I don't think I'm breaking news here, but if Baeza and Journalism come clean out of this, they're both at Saratoga for the Belmont, right? I mean, it's a 1.25 miles this year, not a 1.5 miles like it traditionally is. That has to be a race that's going to shape up to be a phenomenal one if we're able to get, let's say, a handful of these horses from the Derby to the Belmont at Saratoga.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that Belmont at Saratoga is going to be stacked, and we may have a Triple Crown on the line because I think a lot of these really good horses will skip the Preakness. Hey, go let Sovereignty run in the Preakness and tire himself out and get tired. We'll take the extra time off, and we'll wait for you up here at Saratoga, and then, bring your best shot, and we'll see if we can beat you type of thing. So, yeah, I think the Belmont is shaping up to be amazing. But listen, I think the Preakness is going to be amazing, too. We shouldn't get too far ahead of ourselves. But you're right. A horse like Baeza is only going to get better. A horse like Journalism, hey, he ran a good race today. He's going to be fine as well, and he'll be tough in 5 weeks. So a lot to look forward to. The last few years, the Derby winner was like, I don't know. This year, it seems like this Triple Crown's going to be really exciting because we don't just have one good horse. We've got multiple horses here that are good. They're young. They're getting better. So could not be more excited for the second and third legs here of the Triple Crown. It just seems like we're getting better and better as we build towards that big race.
Yeah, no disrespect to Beige, to Rich Strike, to Mystic Dan, our last 3 winners. We didn't think they were good enough to win a Triple Crown. We didn't think that the horses that were chasing them down were the best horses in the class. This year, we got the best horses to show up on the biggest day in our sport. That is why we are both so jacked about what could happen here moving forward in the Preakness and then into the Belmont. Recap the prices one last time here. Number 18, Sovereignty, your winner, pays $17.96 to win, $7.50 to place, $5.58 to show. Journalism, the 8-horse, pays $4.94 to place, $3.70 to show. Baeza, the 21, pays $8.38 to show. The Exacta for $2 pays $48.32. The Trifecta for 50 cents pays $115.50. The Superfecta for $1 pays $1,682.27. Heck of a day from a payout perspective there, Aaron. Phenomenal day at Churchill Downs. There's still 2 races left. If you want to bet over on firstbet.com, use promo code VSiN200. You can get $200 cash back there or $200 bonus, depending on what code you use there over at First Bet. Appreciate them sponsoring the show and really supporting VSiN At the Track and everything that we have done leading up to this. We will be back live on Friday on VSiN At the Track at VSiN Live on the YouTube page, Aaron, talking everything about this Kentucky Derby. We'll digested it. We've got to watch all the replays. We'll get to talk Preakness, who's in there. Make sure you join us there and lead it all up, obviously, to the road to the Preakness now, Aaron. 2 weeks away from Pimlico and that phenomenal card that we'll get to talk about.
Just turn the page, baby. On to the next one. That's right. Quick turnaround, 2 weeks. We got to rest up, just like Sovereignty's got to rest up. Get ready for that. I have a feeling, Somich, after tonight, you may be a little tired tomorrow. It sounds like you're in a good mood. It sounds like you're ready to celebrate. It sounds like you got a lot of friends around you. I can barely hear you when you talk. You're surrounded there. So, we'll rest up. We'll be ready. And like I said, we're talking about the Belmont, and we're very excited about that as well. But the Preakness is 2 weeks away. And, hey, that is going to be a super exciting day, and we'll have you covered. Don't worry about it. Maybe we can do it again. Maybe we can give out another pick 4 and another Superfecta Somich. It's up to you, just if you want to.
Wouldn't that be grand? Wouldn't that be grand? It's been a phenomenal 4 hours here with you, Aaron. Tell everybody where they can find your work here when you're not contributing to VSiN and you're not working on Mad Dog Sports Radio.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can go over to racingdudes.com. That's where you can find me every single day. We have a YouTube page, Racing Dudes, on YouTube, and our website as well, racingdudes.com. Like I said, we cover this 24/7. We have picks for you every single day, every single racetrack. We've got you covered over there. This is not just a one-day deal for us. We're every single day we're covering racing. You can find Mike Somich over there as well. So if you want those Superfecta tickets, go check out Mike Somich and those Sommel bombs. He blew it up today. We'll see. He's pretty good at this, as you probably have learned.
It's every other year. That's all. That's Mike. Don't bet my horse next year in the Kentucky Derby. It's every other year. Didn't have Mystic Dan. I had Mage the year before that. I had Medina Spirit 2 years before that. I figured out my pattern here. So just pass on the Derby every year that ends in an even number, and play him in the years that ends in the odd number, and I'm gonna be just fine. I want to thank all of our guests as well. We have a phenomenal show here. If you didn't get a chance to listen to Dave Johnson, he was dead on, by the way, in his Kentucky Derby call as he called them down the stretch. We could just just replay that, and you essentially have the horses that were involved in the stretch there. Patrick Maher joined us 2 segments. Thank you very much. You can catch him over on SiriusXM Mad Dog Radio as well, 7 to 10 Eastern every single weeknight with our boy Dustin Sweetelson. Chris Felica, who came on and joined us. We appreciate him jumping on the show. Steve Bick, who joined us on VSiN At the Track 2 weeks ago, as well as today from Churchill Downs. Thank you very much to him. And, of course, Jeremy Plunk, who joined us as well from First Bet, our sponsor here. Aaron, we've got 2 weeks to lead up to this now. What are you going to look forward to the most in this next 2-week process?
I think the build-up and the fact that it's good people, Bill Mott, Junior Alvarado, and we're building up to the Preakness, and just kind of that anticipation for the first time in a while of like, hey, he could win here, and then we are going to have that Triple Crown. So that's the big part of it, the attempt for the Triple Crown, and can we have it this year? So I'm very excited for that. I'll also be very excited to keep an eye out on the news and keep an eye out on who is going to run in this race, who's going to come out of the Derby and run in this race, and who are the new shooters. And, of course, we'll keep you updated that, whether it be VSiN or Racing Dudes. We'll have you updated and keep you in the know for what's going on. So those are the 2 big storylines. And then, just getting excited for another huge day of racing coming up in a couple of weeks.
For everyone who joined us over on Mad Dog Sports Radio, thank you very much for tuning in over the next 4 hours. If you're watching us over on VSiN, on the VSiN Watch Up app, on VSiN SiriusXM Radio, make sure you stick around. We've got Live Bet Saturday starting right here at 8 p.m. Eastern, where experts break down the action in real time, bringing you the latest odds and sharpening betting insights from all of the games. Right now, Denver up 2 on the Clippers. Boo that. Followed by Cashing Out with Greg Peterson at 11 p.m. And start your Sunday off right, VSiN Weekend Morning Line, 10 a.m. Eastern. Thank you very much for joining Aaron and I throughout this 4-hour process leading up to Kentucky Derby. Hopefully, you cashed all of your tickets along with us. This was VSiN At the Track on Kentucky Derby Day.